What up, everybody? This your boy. This is you. This is no filter. I got my guest, Midtai Universe, and today's this is gonna be a podcast, mostly Dragon Ball podcast, and I want to do it in the episodes because I've been doing it like that in most of my recent podcasts. And today, oh fuck, I hate when that fucking bro. I need to I need to meet the browser a lot of times. I forget that thing fucking plays back a little bit, whatever. But yeah, today's episode, the first episode today is I'm pretty sure everybody gonna have some disagreements about this. And the manga take super out of it. All right, the first episode is about the best saga. Now we're gonna talk about the Buu saga, the Frieza saga. We're gonna talk about the Cell saga. Who had the best saga, best to worst. Give your personal opinions, favorites on who wants to go first. You want to go first, and I'll go first.
Um, you go first.
All right, for me, and this is maybe because I feel like it's like I go back to basically Super Saiyan when Super Saiyan was a thing. And it was just people talked about it so much of going Super Saiyan. To me, I think the best saga to me, in my opinion, and this is why I fell in love with Goku, was probably Frieza saga when Frieza on Namek. The final battle when he got upset and when Frieza killed Krillin and he went Super Saiyan and he finally came Super Saiyan. I feel like that was the best time. To me, that's the best saga to me. Plus, story wise, Vegeta was evil during that time period. Gohan was still a kid. Piccolo was training Gohan, and it was so much like Goku still was so much of that inexperienced fighter. He's not the fighter that we know. I know in Dragon Ball Super and the Buu saga and Cell saga, all the other sagas behind us. So to me, I think that Frieza saga was the best. I say Frieza. I say Frieza. I say Frieza, and that's my opinion. So what's yours? What's yours?
Mine. Oh God, I want to say Frieza Saga, but like, I don't know. Like the Frieza Saga holds some sentimental value because that was when I came into Dragon Ball Z watching the Frieza Saga.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the Android Saga because that's when Vegeta finally got to Super Saiyan level 1. All the instead of being Goku's
Lapdog.
lapdog, yeah. But it didn't make a difference because he couldn't beat any of the androids and he still wasn't stronger than Goku. So it's like, all right, well, he's Super Saiyan 1, but he still can't beat anybody. I don't know why they still shit on him. Because he works harder than Goku, and then like Goku is somehow still stronger through all this time.
Yeah, that's true.
It would probably be my favorite saga, yeah.
So, like overall, like, do you think, like, for me, because I think I was thinking about this. We're gonna do an episode about Super Saiyan and how it's getting other ridiculous now, how they just abuse playing power and fucking super and stuff like that. But like, do you think, like, to me in general, the reason why I say the Frieza saga was the best to me because I remember watching the episode. It was on Toonami at that time, and it was like Toonami was running during the day. And I never sort of forget that first episode, watching Goku actually go through that anger and transformation, watching him actually become Super Saiyan. I'm like, God damn, this dude. Dude, it's like, to me, I think Frieza was the best. Frieza Saga was the best story wise because I feel like it's actually story driven. A lot of character moments, kind of, to me, was kind of like you had a lot of character moments. That's when you got the first instance of Piccolo, Gohan when he was a kid. And then Goku, he was still kind of somewhat inexperienced. And he had Raditz, then you had Nappa, then you had Vegeta when he was evil. Like, it's like, to me, I feel like, and you see the progression now with Super and Buu Saga and Cell Saga and all this other stuff. And like, he's just like over in the Android Saga. I think that Frieza to me had the best saga, but to me, because I feel like a lot of characters that we all know and love that are good guys now that was once evil, like Vegeta. So I think, to me, when I look at story driven, how Vegeta hated Kakarot, like he hated him, like he wanted to eradicate, he wanted to kill Goku. In the beginning, and now you see him in Super, or you see him in other types of anime, whether it's in video games, whatever, and they just mess there. Well, they still arch enemies, but they still work together to protect people.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not enemies anymore. No, they're like friends that bicker at each other now.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah. So, like, I mean, for me, like, do you think, like, to me, but the only thing, the reason, I see the only downside to a lot of that, the only downside to me was probably, the only thing I did not like about the Frieza saga to me was Gohan. I understand he was a kid and Chi-Chi, she always wanted him to be the scholar. She always had up her nose in his books. But I look at, like, Gohan and how he was so neutered. Like, looking back on it now, when I was a kid, I didn't think about it, like, at one point, whatever. But when I watched it, because I actually brought like the whole DVD set, like the whole Frieza saga, I got all the seasons of it from the beginning to the end when Vegeta and Rapper and Raditz showed up. Like, I was rewatching it, and I'm rewatching it from a different perspective. I'm like, yeah, a lot of this stuff, like a lot of Gohan was so neutered in that, and even though like when Piccolo was training him, and he was like Piccolo's fighting him at full force, and he's like, I don't want to fight, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, I think that to me, but I still think Frieza Saga was good. Frieza Saga was to me was the story wise, story character driven wise. But to me, one of my second favorite, and this is just crazy to me, was Cell Saga was with the androids. Like when Trunks showed up, when the future Trunks showed up in that storyline, and he was warning people about like Android 17, 16, and Goku coming, Goku coming at land at this proper time. I'm like, oh man, like when Future Trunks showed up, I gotta say Trunks is one of my favorite characters besides Gohan and Goku and Vegeta, whatever. But like I always liked that saga because one, to me, it was like Gohan, yeah, he had a little help from Kakarot from Goku, whatever, but like I still think that was a good saga too, because you see how Goku was fighting Cell at first in the beginning, and he was like, okay, I'm letting Gohan fight him. And the only thing I did not like about that Cell saga thing to me, which I will rank second, and it goes back to the Frieza saga thing. Gohan. Gohan was always that neutered. He was so neutered, like he would just like Cell babies were beating the shit out of his friends. He's like, I'm not finna fight you at full strength. I'm not trying to fight you at full strength because I don't want to beat you up. And I feel like when we talk about like go like Dragon Ball Z characters, I feel like Gohan to me is my favorite character. Like one of my favorite characters. But I've always said that to me is that he always holds back. And I understand it goes back to Dragon Ball and the Frieza Saga thing, but to me, I think that, and to my third favorite, to me, this is my opinion, was probably, I gotta say, what is it, not Buu Saga? It's not Buu Saga. I like the Buu Saga. I think Buu Saga was actually pretty good. I think Buu Saga was good. Even though they had a lot of episodes that was filler, and it was kind of like, I mean, that was original Dragon Ball Z when it was on TV, and it was actually just filler. A lot of episodes, they would spend 5 to 10 minutes talking to each other, like, okay, get to the fucking fighting already. Like, goddamn, dragging this shit out. Right. Yeah, and what's the other one? I mentioned Frieza, Cell, Android, and we ain't gonna even count GT because GT is not canon, so we ain't gonna talk about. But like what's the other one? I know it was Buu Cell, Android Saga, Frieza Saga. What was it another one?
No, not that I could think of. Before the Buu Saga, right before, I guess you could say there was like the Majin Buu Saga where like Vegeta was going through his transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was only 3: Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, right? Frieza, Majin
Buu. Pretty much, and there was like smaller subplots within those 3 sagas.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and that's one thing. That's what I was literally saying. Like, I noticed that's one thing I truly did. That's one thing I truly noticed. Like, which has been for me, I say my least favorite to me, and why? Let me rank it. I say something with Frieza Saga, Cells, Android Saga, Buu Saga Buu Saga's third, and I will go with. Oh, fuck, damn it! I forgot. I just mentioned it. Yeah, I think just those 3, because I don't know if it's 3 or 4. I forgot.
It was the Saiyan Saga before they got the planet Namek.
Yeah. And the Saiyan Saga, yeah. So like overall, like looking back on it now, because I'm pretty sure like do you have like the Blu-rays, like the set on like old DVD stuff of it?
I used to back when I was in high school. Back then DVDs was just coming out, and they had like stores. Remember the stores that used to sell DVDs and DVDs only? Mm-hmm. Those are all gone now. But like I said, the Namek Saga, Planet Namek Saga, holds sentimental value to me, but the pacing was awful. Like, you back then, I remember going on Yahoo search because Google was just a baby, and nobody was using it. And you're looking at all these, fan pics and what is it saying, Super Saiyan look like, and then you have pictures coming out of Japan because they was always ahead, and that used to piss me off. Because back then, I did not like reading subtitles at all.
I hate them. I hate subtitles.
But like, I'm used to them now, so it doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people that can't stand subtitles. But yeah, the pacing, it's a story about going from weakling to coming into your own, and I like that. Saiyan Saga touches upon that, but the Planet Namek Saga really embraces that, where from the time Krillin gets killed and Goku finally breaks through. So I like that, but the pacing, it's awful. Oh my God, 6 months. Now I remember every single day when I was 14 and 15, rushing home because I used to have basketball practice after high school, and rushing home at 5 o'clock on Toonami, watching Dragon Ball Z. And sometimes when I didn't have basketball practice, I used to watch. It used to be Sailor Moon at 4. I used to watch Sailor Moon.
I still watch Sailor Moon too. So.
And I used to watch Reboot at 4:30, and then Dragon Ball Z at 5. Man, that was the block. Like, nobody was playing basketball. Everyone's at home watching Toonami. So I love that, but the pacing is awful. I think they realize now in Super that you can't stretch. You can't have 2 to 3 months of filler and think people are gonna stick with it. Yeah. But I think the one episode, going from not even knowing that you have Saiyan powers to going Super Saiyan, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think they could have distributed that a lot better. As far as story, I wasn't really paying attention to the story. I haven't seen the Dragon Ball Z episodes in like at least 4 to 5 years, but I remember it roughly off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Now the Cell Saga, I watched before it was Gohan and the Cell Super Saiyan level 2 versus Cell. I actually watched the BoJack movie before I watched that, the Japanese version, and that really got me excited about that. And yeah, and I think another thing that Akira Toriyama wanted to embrace, like, fatherhood, because you see, like, Chi-Chi was really getting in the way of Gohan reaching his potential, and Goku at the time was saying, "Hey, I gotta teach this kid because I'm not always going to be here. What is this kid going to do if I die or if I'm just not here? We have to prepare him." And then Chi-Chi would fold. Of course, yeah, he would still be a little passive and stuff like that, but when you get angry, you would get there. And also he would, and Akira embrace that also, especially in like the in the Buu Saga, with the training of Trunks and Goten, where Chi-Chi and Bulma was doing the same thing, but they're telling them, "Hey, you got to teach these kids because we're not always going to be here." So, and that's what I really love about that. It really has gone away from that in Super, where the fathers are really pressing their sons, but they also have backed off. If you notice, they really have backed off from Chi-Chi and Bulma being nags, because it was really bad in DBZ. They really backed off from that, so I like that.
And that's the thing. Like looking back on Dragon Ball, like when you watch it as a kid, like you just, oh my God, the fighting and then the come in here and spirit bomb and all this stuff like that, and then you watch it as an adult and you be like, yeah, this is some gangster bullshit going on, and it's like, God damn it, just nagging. I remember Goku was, I think it was Goku fighting something. I think it was in the Cell Saga. I think when he returned, and he had returned to his home. Chi-Chi, he was like, he's sitting there, he was like, I think it was the Cell Games. He was preparing Cell Games. He's sitting there pushing, training Gohan, and he's training the other warriors to fight. And Chi-Chi's nagging Goku like, man, you always out there and doing training and stuff like that. And he's like, man, I gotta get tough. Like, the world's in danger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we lose this fight, the world's gonna die. So it's like, you know, whatever. And it's like I'm glad it's super. I'm so glad. They got away from I'm so glad they got away from the whole BB Bulma and Chi-Chi nagging Goku and Gohan and people like and letting them be what he is. Cause I look at Gohan like Gohan to me, and I always say this so many times. Gohan he could surpass his dad in strength, but he don't have that discipline his dad has. Cause like it's always been, and like go back to Dragon Ball, it goes to Dragon Ball Z, just even in the original anime on TV. It's like he's always been this. It's like that. It's like a neuter pet. Like it's like you always got a kid, you got the cage, you got the animal, you got the animal in the cage and shit. And it's like you never let him out. So when you get out, you start acting up and shit.
Well, I don't think Gohan was lazy. It's just that he wasn't in the training room all the time like Goku and Vegeta.
Well,
so
yeah,
like,
I mean, and also his mother was like pretty much like tugging him at the chains, like saying, "I don't want you to become a fighter like your father. I want you to be. I want you to be a productive man of society." And also, Gohan had that fighting rage because like, if you watch the series, like in the movies, right? Like you piss Gohan off, like just enough, he'll go at you. And they're like they're little snippets of that throughout the whole series. So
right. I mean, yeah, Gohan, yeah, he wasn't lazy, he just wasn't in the training room all the time. I do like, you remember when there was an hyperbolic time chamber, and Goku told Gohan to stay in Super Saiyan mode and just so you get used to it. That when I don't know if you remember seeing like the Toonami, they used to have like these little movie commercials where it was like a message in there, and one of them was fatherhood. You could see it on YouTube somewhere. I don't know what to find it under, but it was showing clips of, you know, Vegeta and Trunks and, you know, Goku and Gohan, you know, really getting that father son bonding and how that was important and stuff like that. And I think that they've gone from that, but I think that's important. But yeah, I think Gohan, he's not a lazy ass. It's just he has other priorities. You know, he's a professor. He has a baby now. He has a wife. Well, Gohan and Goku and Vegeta also have wives, but they pretty much just say fuck them. So yeah, I mean, Gohan, he's not a lazy ass. He has other priorities in his life. I will say that about him.
But like, do you think going back to all the sagas when we saw our Cell games, even in the Frieza saga thing with the thing, whatever, in the beginning when Vegeta showed up wanting to wipe out Earth and stuff, do you think that I understand from that perspective, like Chi kind of held him back. She always wanted him to be more than that. But do you think that he could have reached his full? Do you think he would be stronger than Goku right now if he didn't went so neutered? Because like that's my only knock with that. Like that's the only knock in everything I always say with these sagas. Like Gohan is like one of my favorite characters. I love, especially Ultimate Gohan when he showed up and he was training with the sword, trying to get the sword out the door and rock and stuff. Like I was watching them scenes because I got all the series on DVD. And watching them again, I'm like watching it from my perspective, like, wow, man, Gohan really could have been. I feel like Gohan could be on Super Saiyan God level if he really had that power. But like you said before, with him having a wife and a kid and all the other stuff that really is kind of it really hindered his progression as a character. And I'm not saying he still grew as a person. Like, yeah, he got a family, but like, and, you know, my point has always been when I look at Gohan, I look at the sagas in general, is that Frieza Saga team was the best, but I always said, to me in general, Gohan should be on the same level of his dad. Because
why? I always hated that narrative. Like, I know they were trying to push like the half breeds are stronger than purebloods, but why? They never said why.
Why?
And it was only with Gohan. Like, they didn't push that narrative with Goten or Trunks. It was only with Gohan.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, though. I understand when you come from that perspective, but the reason why I say it makes sense with Gohan, because Gohan was there before Gotenks and Trunks, right? So like he was there with his dad then when his dad first became Super Saiyan, right? So the whole like when you watch the Return of the Cooler movie, right? When Goku still had no control of Super Saiyan, like he went Super Saiyan, but he really couldn't harness that power. Like when Cooler was whooping his ass, he had to get a Sensu beam to beat him up because he was still inexperienced fighter, whatever. And how Cooler was just whooping, beating on Goku. And I often say that just looking back on them sagas, I have always said that to me in general, it does make sense, like to have Gohan be on. I mean, I'm not saying be on the same level, like be on the same power level, but like to be him to be the same type of experienced fighter. Like when you look at Goku, the only thing that when you look at Goku, right? Goku is a good fighter, right? But his arrogance getting in his way a lot of times. Like when you watch Dragon Ball Super, a lot of times you see the fight is going on. Fight goes on. He pick fights with enemies you should be picking the fight with. But he does it because like, well, I've been training for so long, I've been doing it. When you look at Gohan, like when you look at, I was watching episode 98, I think, episode 98, and Gohan, I think it was episode 96 or 97, whatever. I was watching Dragon Ball Super again. I was rewatching it again. I already saw the episode, was rewatching it, and Gohan was like I think it was Goku and Vegeta. They was joining into fighting other fighters and stuff. And Gohan was that like and then 7 other members of Universe 7 talking about, man, we need to do teamwork here. And it's like, and I was like, I'm trying to say, like, to me, I feel like Gohan should be better than his father, as far as leadership wise, because it seemed like to me Gohan would be the leader, the type of person who try to lead you, like he would lead an army against whatever type of person trying to destroy Earth, right? When you look at Goku always arrogance, and pride get in the way, right? He's just strong, he knows he's the strongest, but he still can end up losing a lot of times because his arrogance get in the way, right? When you watch like watch the Frieza saga, right? Like when he turned Super Saiyan for the first time in his life, even though he just turned Super Saiyan, he still has some arrogance about him. Like, well, I got this, I got this and that. And then eventually, the planet blows up. The planet blows up, and he eventually escapes, whatever. But still, overall, what I'm saying is, like, I say Gohan should be better than that. But I understand where you come from in that perspective. But it makes sense because he was there before Gotenks and Trunks, though. Like, that's how I disagree.
I disagree because Vegeta and Goku are training. Well, they've slacked off quite a bit from Dragon Ball Z, but they're training all the goddamn time. 1, 2, they're pure bloods. If you're talking about, I don't see how half diluted could be more powerful than pure. And Goku and Vegeta, they want to fight like all the time. So from a story perspective, I don't. And yes, I agree that Gohan is a better leader. That's why Goku made him the leader of the team. But I'm not seeing why he should be more powerful than Vegeta. That's been training pretty much his entire life. Why he should be more powerful than Goku, that has been training since he was damn near a toddler. I really don't get that. And they tried it with Future Trunks when he was going against Black. They almost went there by turning him Super Saiyan Blue. I'm like, yeah, don't you dare. But a better leader, yes. He's smarter than Goku and Vegeta, yes. Should he be more powerful in like a quarter of the time of training? No, I ain't feeling that. That's just my opinion, though.
But as a like a half Saiyan, half human, he is pretty powerful. He is pretty strong. Like in comparison to Goten.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, like, do you think, like, overall, like, if you guys had to rank, you guys don't have to do rankings, but if you guys had to rank who the best saga to the worst saga, give your list, and just you don't have to state reasons why. Just give it to you, and you can state your reasons why.
Are we counting movies?
No, we're gonna discuss movies on another.
Okay.
Because that's that. Don't get me started on some of the movies, man. Some of them movies been terrible, man. But like if you had to say what's the best saga to the worst saga overall, like.
If I were to say which is the best saga, looking back to Dragon Ball Z, I would say the Namek saga.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that is because just the like I know you mentioned like you hated the pacing.
Yeah, the pacing was awful.
Hated the pacing of the Namek Saga. I actually kind of anticipated it because I remember watching that when I was in my early 20s during like my first year of college, and like it used to come on. I forget what the station came on. It used to come on to like
Cartoon Network.
well, I'm in Canada, right? So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm in Canada. So there was the station I used to watch and used to come on like I don't know, like 4 or 5 or something like that, and I really anticipated it. And then they moved it to like evenings at like 8:30. So, but yeah, I mean, for me, it was the Namek. For me, I would say it would be the Namek Saga. Then after that, okay, so let me think.
Are we counting Dragon Ball Super or just Dragon Ball Z?
Well,
Um,
I haven't, I haven't, I haven't seen Super, so I'm just going for my own intellection. For me,
Oh, you missing out on a lot. But go ahead.
yeah, I had to do
oh, okay. Well, like how many episodes are there so far in Super?
98.
98.
Okay, okay.
Woo. I just caught up.
All right.
I just caught up a brief minute.
I haven't seen yesterday's episode either, but go ahead, Renias.
Yeah, I need to
Okay.
watch.
All right. With me, it's the Namek Saga. Then after that, um the Android Saga. Then the Cell Saga, the Boo Saga, and the last would be the Saiyan Saga.
Uh,
Okay. Me, it would be the Android Saga. I still don't know how I feel about the Boo Saga because by then we pretty much it became repetitive at that
Well, I
point.
mean, yeah, I mean, by then, like, the show was you starting to become repetitive
Yeah.
and kind of like running its course.
Right. I'd say I'd say the Android Saga, the beginning of the Cell Saga, where Vegeta was as Majin Buu. I'd say then I want to say playing Dynamic Saga, and then a close third would be the Saiyan Saga, or fourth would be Saiyan Saga.
well, I have to get my list. Of course, I say the Frieza saga to me when Frieza was the main villain. Frieza, Android. Mm, I say Namek. I say the Namek Sama. Even though the pacing problem was at the same, so I feel the same way on MU. The pacing problems kind of affected it, but it was still overall a good saga. Because
But when you're a kid, you don't give a shit about pacing. You just want to see action.
yeah, and I say my fourth one, Majin Buu. I feel like a lot of those episodes was so filler, like a lot. I can't, and the reason why I rank it fourth because it's still not bad saga. I think that when Vegeta was evil, when Buu took over Vegeta, and he was like, he actually was like Super Saiyan mode, like first Super Saiyan, and he was taking on Goku. Like, okay, I like the tournament. Like when the tournament first started, and he was evil, like Vegeta was evil as hell. Like, okay, I'm like, holy shit, and then it kind of declined at that point because it got repetitive to the point where Buu kept switching bodies, and he switched up Gotenks and Piccolo, and like, god damn it, man, this shit is terrible, man. Like, god damn it, dude. And then you know, like overall, and I think to me the reason why I say the Boo Saga is my least favorite because I feel like it felt more like a just okay, watch when she repeat, copy and paste formula, just like okay, let's have them like for the first 3 episodes fight it out, last two or three episodes talk it out, and they spend what 5 to 10 minutes to whatever talking each other like Goku getting arrogant, and then like it's like when what is it? It's not Vegito. The episode when Goku and Vegeta fused and they for Vegito, and it's like I think it's Vegito I think, and
Yep.
yeah, and when they did it and they was talking sitting there, I mean they got enough power to wipe them out. I mean yeah, they weren't powerful as they are now in Dragon Ball Super where they were Super Saiyan Blue, but they said that they had enough power to do it to wipe them out. And Goku, because Goku and his little arrogance, they got so goddamn arrogant to the point where they could have destroyed him at that moment. But knowing Dragon Ball Z as the show as it is, they drugged it out. How many episodes was for that saga right there?
For Boo,
The
I
Buu
don't
saga.
remember, but I
Yeah.
know it wasn't as long as the Planet Namek Saga. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
but it's like overall, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have always said before, I have my problems with the Buu saga because like a lot of those situations, a lot of those problems that I had a problem with the Buu Saga. A lot of those problems could have been avoided. Like when Gohan showed up, Ultimate Gohan showed up, and he's whooping Buu ass. I'm like, okay, finally, man, we finally getting Gohan, and then it's like, and some dumb shit happened where Goku with Gohan was about to fuse, which is I can imagine I can imagine their power level, man. Like I could imagine that. I could only imagine what they would have did if they actually fused. But the whole idea when I was looking at it, I'm like, man, it's like there's a lot of episodes that makes me turn me off to that saga. Don't get me wrong, it was still enjoyable, highly enjoyable, but it was nothing like the Saiyan Saga, even though Saiyan Saga kind of drug out to his point. The name is the Namek Sama was good, but overall to me, I still think the Buu Saga is my least favorite, and it's just like I don't know what it was. Looking back, because I actually got all those episodes from the beginning to the end. I'm watching it from the beginning of the series to the current state of it. But like I don't know. It's to me, it still holds up, but and to me, watching it as an adult now, it doesn't hold up as much as I thought I was when I was a kid.
It felt like a cash grab by the Buu Saga, because by then, when you watch all the episodes, you know the formula.
Yeah,
you know that it's talk, preliminary fight, hero gets their ass beat, so they go train, they come back, and then they fight again, and then they win.
Yeah.
Right. So that's pretty much the formula. Yeah, it just felt like a cash grab at that point. It was exciting. I mean, I watched it, just out of brand loyalty. It wasn't awful, but it was just nah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's my point. Like, and that's literally my point. Like, I'm saying, I think that the Buu Saga, it could have been so much better, but I felt more like it was just. It's like when you watch a movie, it's like you can watch a favorite movie time and time after again. And even though you thoroughly enjoy, you know how it's going to end. So it's like it's kind of bittersweet. You're like, okay, you know the lines, you know what they're going to do as very exact scene, but I enjoyed this when I watched it. When you watch the movie for the first time, you're like, oh man, it's the greatest thing ever. But like looking back on like the saga, and that's what I said. But to me, the best sagas was the Frieza saga when Frieza was the villain, because I feel like Frieza to me, even though this is my only problem with Dragon Ball Super. I wish they would have just kept Frieza dead, bro. Like Frieza, she was a bitch. The whole fucking
It's
resurrection.
a he, not a she. It's a he, not a she.
Well, he or she don't matter. But I think it's like I mean, he need to fucking stay dead, bro. Like I just fucking.
You don't like the new Frieza? I actually like the new Frieza.
I like the new Frieza, but I feel like she's just like the same thing. It's like the same thing with Goku. Like Frieza's like this, Frieza like she has this new golden Frieza, golden form Frieza thing. It's like she died in Resurrection F. You should have kept it that way. It's like, and maybe it's me. To me, I'm not the biggest Cell fan because even Cell became kind of be like, oh, one of those villains who just like, you know what, he didn't do too much talking really. All he did was really talk you to death really, and then some fight scenes from that time period. But it's like if they would have brought back who was it? If they brought back Cell, like to see Cell come back, that would be interesting dialogue on it. Now I will say this about Frieza. I do like the golden form Frieza. I think that shit look badass. I'm actually thinking about buying that action figure. That shit look dope because that is bad expensive, but I'm thinking about buying it. But like when I look at Frieza, like it's like it's like I can't. She was killed. She got her ass beat in Namek. She got her ass beat in Resurrection F. It's like I'm like, okay, I get it what you're doing with the character, but it's like if you're gonna do it, bring back some characters that we should keep dead. Like to me, it would be interesting to see if they brought back Majin Buu, but Majin Buu was goddamn just a kid. He didn't really talk as much. He just ate motherfuckers up. So he
was resurrected as a human.
Yeah, well, he was resurrected as a human, but still, like, I just think that it's some villains I would like to come back. Like to me, this is the only thing going back to Dragon Ball Super was like BoJack. Even though that movie was kind of subpar, like I feel like the movie was okay. It wouldn't know, like it was okay. What was that Namek? What was that arc? What was that saga? I know it was
a movie.
It was a small mini arc where it was what's the midget midget he was a midget of Namek, and he had the dark tree, that Cloud, what's the thing?
The Tree of Might. That was a movie.
The tree of light. Yeah, I think that point. Yeah, it's like I forgot what it was. Yeah. But like I feel like the best sagas to me was my opinion was the Frieza one. I think it holds up, and even though I think the Saiyan saga kind of had its pacing problem, the dynamic Sama had its problems. Overall, I think them sagas, those sagas to me hold up to what it is. Now, my favorite one to me, and I have always stated this to me in general, I think it's highly overrated and people never really give us credit though, to me, has to be Android. Like, to me, I like the Android saga. Like, to me, when Android 16 was draining Goku power and he was holding on to his heart and shit, and it was draining his power and shit, I'm like, energy and shit, I'm like, man, this shit dope as hell. And it was like, Trunks telling him, like, don't, like, if you get your thing, take this, and then it would stop it, but he took it early and he got his power drained, and then Vegeta had to do it. And the only thing that pissed me off with that episode, I think Android 16 was fighting Vegeta.
Which one was 16 again?
Yeah, which one? The one dude that was draining Goku energy. Remember when Trunks showed up? And
is that the fat one?
You're thinking of Android 19. Android 16 was that Arnold Schwarzenegger lookalike.
Yeah. I think Android 19, where he was draining Goku energy, and Trunks told Goku that he's in this fight, he's going to drain your energy, which means Goku was, remember when Goku was looking for his heart, he was holding on to his heart, and it was energy drain and stuff, and he was like, don't take it, like take it in the battle, and then he took it early, and then Vegeta had to step in and beat Android 19. And it's like, I look at Vegeta, because even Vegeta was getting some of his power drained away from him, but he was not like Goku because it was not predicted in the future. And like, I'm like, man, it's like Vegeta just like, he was kind of arrogant too with his power when he became Super Saiyan, when he first became Super Saiyan during that arc. So it's like, I feel like the Android Saga is very underrated, but I feel like the reason why I like the Android Saga too is which is why it's my second favorite. Because I feel like Vegeta turned Super Saiyan. Even though I'm always been a Goku fan, I'm always gonna be a Goku fanboy. Goku to me I feel like he's one of the best characters, comic book, anime, whatever. Like one of the coolest characters, coolest looking characters out there. You can relate to him. Like he's the dude. Like he's the guy you want to be. Like he's always training. He's always trying to get better. And like, even though his ego getting away from him, getting him a lot of time from actually getting shit done. I can respect him for that, Yeah. So
everyone that I know is more like everyone I know likes Vegeta more than Goku. Even though he has an evil side to him, he's more realistic than Goku. Goku is just like a goofy dude that's just really powerful.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that? The thing is like when Goku trains, it's like Vegeta like trains his ass to like get to the level that Goku is, and then Goku's like, hey, I'm look at my new power level.
Right.
I'm not even trying.
Right. When there was Majin Vegeta versus Goku, they were both Super Saiyan level 2, and then Goku. It turns out Goku was holding back from turning Super Saiyan level 3. I was like, you guys just can't win.
And I do notice, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I know about through all these arcs that when Goku get a new power, like when he went Super Saiyan for the first time against I think it was in the Android Saga when he went Super Saiyan against Android 19, and Vegeta saw that, she was like, and he's sitting there, he's doing it, he's like, God damn it. And it's funny, I always noticed that I saw Vegeta was always the lap. I saw Vegeta. This in the beginning when I first came across Vegeta, I always saw him as a Goku lapdog. Like he was always that dude, like he was second fiddle behind Goku because Goku surpassed. Well, I won't say go past because Goku was always training. But like when you look at Vegeta, he trains 10 times harder than Goku, but he never really gets that power level. Like when Beerus showed up or Battle of the Gods, and he was like Super Saiyan God, and Goku was like, well, I can't you can't it takes you a lifetime for you to actually get it. And then when he got Super Saiyan God, Vegeta was like, why he got to get it. And you notice when you watch that movie in general, when you watch him when Beerus showed up and Vegeta was bitching out the whole entire time, he was freaking the fuck out like Beerus. He was like, Beerus, stop me. He was being a bitch the whole entire time. And even though Beerus was about to destroy Earth and shit, Goku fucking find that way. He locked that shit. He turned Super Saiyan God and stopped that thing from destroying Earth and shit. But still, like, I often say this, and that's my thing with these sagas. I noticed that Vegeta is always second fiddle, and maybe that's why I enjoyed the Buu saga, even though I kind of hated some of those episodes, kind of filler, and I feel more of it was more of a cash grab. When Majin Buu took over Vegeta, he became evil. And he was whooping Goku ass in that tournament. I'm like, God damn, man, what the hell? And I noticed he was more powerful when Buu took him over, but when Buu started to not take over his body. In that tournament, it was like, oh wow, like Vegeta actually can be strong. It's just the fact that Goku's always the main hero of the character, the main hero of the show. So Goku got to save the world once, time and time again, you know. But like, honestly, guys, out of all the questions of sagas, does that bother, like, out of all the sagas, did that bother you that Goku always saved the Earth and nobody else did besides Gohan destroying Cell in the Cell saga and the Android saga?
Go ahead, Renais.
I don't think it really bothered me because I think they were like it was just like an ongoing narrative because like looking back, like I watched like Dragon Ball, the original series.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of it because like for some reason they only showed like the first saga and then I didn't get a chance to watch all of it, but I got the gist of it. But you know, just the ongoing progression of Goku, sorry. You know, just going on his adventures and becoming stronger and whatever. So I'm guessing that's the reason why they were always focusing on Goku.
Yeah.
And on Vegeta. But yeah, I mean, by then, like I understand, I can see what No Filter is saying. Basically, why he likes the Buu saga, because you know by then, you know, I mean, Vegeta got a chance to get ultimate power, and even though he knew that it was a bad idea, he took it because he always wanted to strive to be better than Goku, and he got it, and he used it to his advantage. So yeah, but yeah, I can see how like there are no other fighters besides Goku who are able to save the Earth. But I'm guessing, you know, I mean, if you look at the series, like back then, he didn't know he was or the narrative wasn't in place that he was this alien from another planet.
Right.
He just had this immense power, and he used it to he used it to the best of his ability. So.
Yeah, I've never like even when it was Majin Vegeta versus Goku, he was beating Goku's ass, but he still wasn't more powerful because Goku had achieved Super Saiyan level 3 at that point. So I'm thinking like, well, why through all these years, why is Vegeta still not the hero? I mean, he has a wife, he has a kid, he has 2 kids, and why is he still like why is the prince of the Saiyans still not? Well, actually, I'll take that back because when they was going against Frieza, technically he was stronger than Goku at that time in Resurrection F. That's what they say. That's what Goku said himself. That's the only time I can really think of that he was more powerful, and it wasn't even by that much. And the same with well, maybe he was stronger than Goku in when they was going against Black, but again, it wasn't by much. But he's still not the hero.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, like, why is Goku always the hero and not Vegeta? Because now they're basically like BFFs that bicker at each other. Now they're not frenemies anymore. They're just friends that just go back and forth. It's just a narrative.
They've gone past that stage. Because you used like if you go back to like I'm gonna use like the Android saga, right? Like Vegeta is still like pissed off
right
at Goku, right? You know, like making like comments like because don't forget, I mean, Goku has been living on Earth since he was a kid. So what's new would make comments like, "Oh, you're so weak" and whatever, and like I'm the biggest badass. But like by now you'd think that because at the end of Dragon Ball Z, right? One thing I remember is like where in the Buu saga, Vegeta had this speech where he finally had that self-reflection where he realized that Goku's better than him.
Yeah.
You know, so I think by then, you know, I mean, that's when it came to the self-realization that, we're not, what's the word, equals, right? But we're on like the same footing, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, you'd think that by now, Vegeta would be in the position where he would at least be a few steps ahead of Goku, because he does train immensely.
Right.
Okay.
Did someone just come in? Yeah, Mortify.
What is Mortify?
Yeah, what's up?
Like Mortify, since you joined the discussion, what's your best saga? Like, what's your best saga overall?
My best saga, in my opinion, it would probably have to be either the Majin Buu saga or the Cell saga. I really like the Cell saga. Dragon Ball Z wise.
So overall, like, if you said, like, why would you pick the Buu saga out of all the sagas that was your favorite? Because I know some people, feel some way about all that.
Okay, no. How happened?
Well, the Buu saga for me was just very interesting because it showed this little thing that looked like a kid that was so powerful and yet looked so demonic. The character Boo itself was really interesting. In the sea, in the sea Vegeta go into Majin form and have to obliterate himself just to defeat Boo. It was something that left an impression on me.
Yeah.
As to show how powerful this demonic thing was, that he had to go to that kind of length.
Yeah, Kid Buu didn't fuck around. I'll give that to him.
Kid, I mean, because even when I noticed that too when Goku was Super Saiyan 3, and I'm thinking, okay, man, our Super Saiyan 3, that was actually the highest Saiyan level at the time when Goku first became it, when he first went Super Saiyan 3, and I'm like, Kid Buu whooping his ass, like, god damn, man, what the hell? And Goku was like, I'm Super Saiyan 3, what the hell? Like, he was getting his ass tossed around like a goddamn fucking stick, like he just threw his ass across the darn room and shit. But and that's what I'm saying. Like when I look back on the Buu saga, which is why it's my least favorite, it's like a lot of those situations could be highly fucking avoided. Like when Goku and Vegeta feud, like I said before, early in the stream or this part of the stream that this podcast, like when Goku and Vegeta fuse and then Vegito, like they could have stopped him right there. Like King Kai was like, dude, like, you powerful enough, Goku, stop talking, just blow this motherfucker away. Like, god damn it. He's sitting there like he giving them enough time, and then he eventually end up swallowing them and then with them being inside. I'm like, god damn it, man. Like this all could have been avoided. Y'all just won't stop doing it.
That's definitely a problem, arrogance. But let's not act as if Vegeta doesn't hold arrogance as well. Between Goku and Vegeta, I would say Goku he's less serious and he's focused more on the fun aspect of fighting, while Vegeta he gauges things mentally as more serious, as this is not a game.
Right. Goku when he come across a powerful opponent, Goku sees this as an opportunity to one, test himself, and two, have fun, and three, to see how much more training he needs. Now, Vegeta is more serious. I think Vegeta has always been the better fighter than Goku, but he's just not been as powerful.
Speaking of powerful characters, what about that Jiren?
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't seen the latest episode. God damn it, I haven't seen it. But yeah, I wish they had Black there, man. Why do they have to kill off Black? I love that character.
But and it's so funny. I'm glad y'all brought that up. With Black dude, it's like, because we were talking about Dragon Ball Super one episodes. It's like, dude, Goku Black dude. Like, at first when I first saw him with the Future Trunks saga thing. I was watching it.
Well, if you think about it, Goku Black would just be straight up broken. He was revived as completely invincible.
Yeah. But I was
The only way to beat him was that Zamasu was stupid enough to have him merge and combine form with him so that invincibility would be gone. That was the only way to defeat Goku Black.
I thought the what's the other guy's name? I thought he was the invincible one and Goku Black just had the power of Goku.
Goku Black was revived as invincible as a wish by Zamasu. Zamasu was the one that was running the whole thing, but he wasn't the invincible one.
Okay. I thought he was. Okay.
But you know the whole thing with, like, I look at Dragon Ball Super as I look at Goku Black. Like when I first saw, I'm like, because I love him now. I love him now. I got him as my avatar because I think he's a dope ass character. But I thought he was looking stupid at first, and then I watched how savage he was when Goku was a Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God Blue. I'm like, okay, Goku was whooping his ass. Man, he was whooping Goku ass, bro. And when he fucking killed Goten and fucking Chi-Chi, I'm like, God damn, that's some savage shit. God damn. Yep. I'm like, even on root for Goku.
Goku Black is the
bruh. That dude.
Goku Black is the cold-hearted, sadistic, ruthless version of Goku. He said jokingly, just to make Goku mad, that he killed his son and killed Chi-Chi in a really sadistic manner. No, he had no remorse. He was laughing about that shit. That's the ruthless version of Goku.
Yeah.
And just looking back on that shit, like watching that shit, and I've fucking been a fan of Goku Black ever since, bro. I'm like, God damn it, bro. That's some savage shit, bro. When he fucking killed them dudes, I'm like, bro. And the thing was, the craziest thing, Goku Black is powerful as fuck when you had Goku Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue. They became Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and got their ass whooped. I'm like, God damn, man. And I'm like, it took Trunks to fight. It took Trunks with that doing sword to kill him. I'm like, man. I'm like, God damn, dude. I'm like, man, that's some fucked up shit. Like, golly. And he was whooping ass. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this dude was whooping his ass. The thing was, what I liked about it too was Vegeta.
But the thing was, Vegeta could have beaten him. But once again, that arrogance showed, and they fucked the form up, and they ran out of time again, just like before.
Yep. Dicking around.
Yeah, like, do you guys think out of all the sagas, do you think because looking back on, I want you guys to ask a really good question. This is going to be a very interesting question. Do you think when you look at these sagas right now, how these sagas ended, like how these guys, how they drag these episodes, a lot of episodes with filler? Do you think a lot of this stuff could have been avoided if they just did their damn job and stopped fucking being arrogant and stop letting their ego get in the way? Do you think that if you look at all damage Frieza did. Now, well, Goku was inexperienced at that time. I like to kind of understand with Frieza saga with the Frieza.
Speaking of Frieza,
yeah. He doesn't like the new Frieza.
I'm
Frieza's even worse than before. Frieza's the most ruthless motherfucker you have ever seen.
I like Frieza.
I mean, I'm not tired of her. I'm just saying it's like she was a bitch. She was a bitch on Namek, and she was a bitch on Resurrection.
They didn't kill.
Like even when a new form was like, she's more savage than she was before. Because don't get me wrong, I am liking how she is more ruthless now. She cold and calculating. How she trying.
He always been ruthless though, even on Namek.
Yeah, but like the whole idea when I look at the episode when
Frieza. This Frieza is plotting to fuck with gods, literal gods.
Yeah. But the whole thing when I look at Frieza, which is why I'm saying I'm getting a little tired of her, it's like, okay, Frieza was cool for what Frieza was. But like my problem with her is like she's kind of like that. She's kind of like that villain. She's kind of like that. She's kind of like I'm gonna use this comic book reference. She's kind of like Thanos for Marvel, right? Thanos for Marvel, right? Marvel is like Thanos is a mortal demigod, right? He got the Infinity Gauntlet. He can't be killed. Like, what can you do with a character like that, where it's like this character's so damn powerful and strong that you kill him, and even if the character's dead, got a halo over his head, the character's more stronger than he was before. Like the whole idea, like the episode where she harnessed the energy of destruction where they can just blow a person's body up, and she put it on Goku, and Goku he struggled to get out of that shit, and I'm like, okay. I like this already.
That
But y'all make
motherfucker's cold-hearted and ruthless.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't turn your back to him.
I would never trust that motherfucker if I had.
If the universe depended on it.
Yup, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't care if I were 1 or 2 people short. I'm not trusting that evil motherfucker. He's going to try to blow up the universe before it even happens.
I'll ask you guys a question. Like, do you think Frieza gonna turn the universe 7?
Possibly.
Have you seen the latest episode, or are you few behind still?
I've been watching some of the new episodes and the oldest ones. I'm caught up somewhat with it. I'm still gotta finish the rest of it, but
because if you're at where I think you're at, then you're still, I think you're about 4 episodes behind. Yeah. But unless something has changed in the latest episode, that time ran out.
I'll tell you. There's, in another universe, I think it's Universe 6, there's a mirror of Frieza.
Yeah, I think, what is that, 6?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
And those 2.
Oh, that's the universe with the 2 feet, the 3 Saiyans, the 3 kid Saiyans too, and Jiren.
Yep. Oh no. Jiren is from, I believe it is, what is it? Universe 11. That's where they have those justice fighters. Universe 6 is where there's Hit and what's his name? Cabo.
Yeah, Cabo and his cousin. I think that's his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So like, I mean overall, like I have always said, that's one thing about me. Like. For me, like, do you think? Because this is one for me. You know, this is a very, very in deep conversation. Do you think, like, when you look at the sagas, when you look at sagas now, watching sagas in general, do you think that? Like, do you think if they decide? Yes, we got Dragon Ball Z Super, which is actually not more filler. They actually give you what you want.
Yeah.
Do you think if they brought the show back, do you think they would go Dragon Ball Super route, or they would just do it?
And I'm not going to spoil too much, but the universe has already gotten the race. Yeah. It's real in that tournament. That shit is real.
Yeah. I mean, they've gotten a lot better with the pacing. I mean, one saga doesn't last 100 episodes. You know, we're not even 100 episodes in, and we've been through what? Black?
4.
The first tournament, it's been like 4. It's like 4 sagas in. So I love the pacing. I think the sagas are better. The Black Saga, it to me is my favorite saga of all of them.
Black, bro. Black is my favorite, bro. Black.
Yeah, he's my favorite character.
First it was the introduction to Beerus and the whole concept of there being other universes. Then it's Frieza returns back from the dead, and then there's the preliminary rounds, and then there's Goku Black, and now we're on the actual tournament. So about 5.
Yep. I hate that they used the movies and just turned them into episodes. I think that was a waste. I think
that's a bad route, because if you haven't seen the movies, right, and you like go into like a few episodes, and you're going to be missing a few things.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would much like, even though I haven't seen Super, I would much prefer they use the same sort of they did the same technique that they did with Dragon Ball Z, where they separate the movies and the films. So if you don't watch the films and just watch the episodes, it's not a big deal. It's like a little bonus,
right?
You know.
So out of the 98 episodes, I would say 25 of them are to the movies, to the first 2 movies. But other than that, I mean, I love it. I know a lot of people that they've been killing it on Reddit, but I love it though. I love the pacing. I love the villains. I love Hit. The only thing that really irks me about Super is they really turned the pacing. They went from really slow to really fast in terms of transformations, because now Gohan is on the verge of Super Saiyan God or stronger.
What the fuck?
And let me say this.
I gotta watch
Even
it.
though Goku's gotten stronger, he is still a threat. That motherfucker could take you out within one strike.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
He's still a threat.
But you know what? I kind of predicted Gohan. Because I forgot the guy channel. He actually he is talking about like you used that episode of Dragon Ball Super. He was talking about Gohan so getting transformation into the tournament of power. I was like, okay, like whatever. I kind of predicted Super Saiyan God. I was like, well, Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue. You know, they almost did it with Trunks, with the Trunks saga. The future Trunks saga went on when Goku Black showed up. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, if with Gohan, but if they did it with Gohan, I wouldn't have a problem with it because I want to see Gohan be a badass and do savage shit. But the only thing I feel like concerns me when I do this, and I'll talk about so what's the character, what's the chick name? I mean, I forgot the chick name that went Super Saiyan, that went Broly, when Super Saiyan Broly.
I forgot her name. I forgot her name.
I forgot her name.
Well, let's not forget. At one point in time in Dragon Ball, Gohan used to be the strongest person on Earth that was able to fight the androids.
Yeah, they were still trying to push that narrative that he's the strongest Saiyan, and I hate that. I don't get it, but okay.
And the thing is that Gohan has been so out of the field that he's dropped off, and he just hasn't chosen to keep up with all the other Saiyans.
But you remember the training with Piccolo right before the Tournament of Power that he got it back all of a sudden, right? In a couple of episodes.
I wouldn't say he got it back completely.
No,
I would
because
say that he got a substantial portion of it, but he still needs to keep up with the rest of the pack.
Right. But he's not. But the way that they painted that picture is that he's not far behind Goku and Vegeta. That's the way. Well, they're not gonna. They're not. If you remember, like the last words he said in that episode, he says, "I'm not striving to be Super Saiyan Blue. I'm striving to be something more powerful." And like when he powered up, he wasn't blue or a different color. It was just white, right? So when he went up against when him and Goku as Super Saiyan Blue was going at each other, Gohan fell, but it was like. He was right. The message they were sending, like he's right there, but he's not there yet. He's not very far behind Goku and Vegeta.
Let's not forget that Goku continuously always holds back his power with his enemies. And plus, I wouldn't say that Gohan would be trying to reach a stronger form, but in fact a different form. Because if you play Xenoverse 2, there's this whole thing with the Saiyans. There's Super Vegeta, there's Super Saiyan, and then there's Future Saiyan. And what Gohan is a Future Saiyan. He is a different sort of brand of the Saiyan power-up. A different style and take on the Saiyan thing. So I would say it's a different version of what a Saiyan is.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I think when you look at Gohan in general, I think it's overall art to me. To me, I have always said it, and I have always said this about Gohan. Gohan to me, I'm one of those people who I'm a big Gohan fanboy. Besides Goku and Trunks, so for me, it's like I have Vegeta. So, but I have always
Trunks for the win.
Yeah, I always wanted Gohan to be stronger than his dad because I feel like you're the son of Goku, man. I'm sorry, man. I know Goten. I don't care about Goten as much because I feel like Goten always been a bitch to me in my comic. He always been a bitch.
He's like 5.
Huh? But still he always been like a bitch to me. And like even Dragon Ball GT when they made him a teenager, I was like, I don't give a fuck about
that. Yeah. I mean, that's so evident.
Yeah, it's like
Dragon Ball GT is just completely off the plot compared to the rest of Dragon Ball. I wouldn't even consider it part of the normal canon.
Even if you don't make Dragon Ball GT 9 canon, like Goten I ain't gonna lie to you. Like Goten to me, when him and Trunks fused the Gotenks, like I like that fucking look, bro. I actually have my best friend drew this big ass poster, just broke a big picture of him, and actually hangs on my wall somewhere. But like I was telling him, I was like, I was never a fan of Goten. And I was like, they just gave him Gohan. But I don't understand to a certain extent why they give him Goten, because Goten is that crazy stuff. But the one thing I will say about Goten I really did like though, when Dragon Ball Z really was originally on TV, it took him time. He had to learn how to become Super Saiyan. Like I like that about that, even with Trunks too. Like they had to learn it. Like when Goku was Super Saiyan 3, and they were training the time how about time chamber, and he was like, he said they was like, how do you go Super Saiyan 3? And they saw it. It was like, oh shit, I gotta go Super Saiyan 3 with it. And the only thing that pissed me off with Goten is like, okay, even with the same thing with Gohan, it's like, I'm like, I understand your dad is you would not be, you would never be strong as your father, because your father is the main hero, the main, just all anime, all manga, whatever, everything Dragon Ball Z, Goku is always gonna be the main character. But when you see what is it? But when you look at Goten and Gohan, I'm like, you are son of Goku, man. And I know people don't like that idea, this legacy thing going on, but like, your dad's one of the strongest fighters in the world. Yeah, he may be his ego, and he always want to prove how strong he really is. But like I always said, Gohan should be stronger than his dad. That's just my opinion, though.
Isn't Dragon Ball GT also the series of Dragon Ball where Goku was able to go from being a kid to being a full-blown adult?
Only when he transformed into Super Saiyan level 4. Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
But you know what? We're gonna do an episode about that.
Makes sense.
It
chronologically doesn't make sense. So in the far past, he's Super Saiyan 4, but in the present,
no. It's the present time. But in the very first episode, he was wished that he was a kid.
It's just really odd.
Yeah, he was wished. I forgot. Pilaf. Whatever that monster's name.
It was Pilaf. It was Pilaf.
Yeah, he wished Goku was a little kid in an effort to make him weaker, I believe, if I remember correctly.
It didn't work though.
It did not work.
It didn't work though. And that's the thing, my problem with GT, because we're gonna talk about GT. Because I fucking hated GT, bro. I don't know what it was. It's like the guns was fucking terrible. The fucking Super Saiyan 4 looked fucking awful. But the fucking tail, I'm like, this shit look fucking terrible. What the fuck?
You didn't like the villains? I love Super 17. You didn't like the villains?
I like the Super 17. He was a badass. But I feel like he went out like a bitch, though. He went out like a bitch, though. Like, to stop being corrupt, he blew himself up. I'm like, that was a fucking cop-out move. What the fuck? Like, but I will say this, though. I think GT had some good villains. But, like, I hated Super Saiyan 4. And we're going to do an episode about Super Saiyan.
Didn't GT have the Shenron dragons?
Yes.
Yeah, Omega Shenron. That's my favorite villain right there. Omega Shenron, the OG.
But the thing, what pissed me off with that show, what pissed me off with that whole GT thing, what really pissed me off with GT has always been, and I said this to me when they kept granting wishes to bring things back to life and stuff like that, and Shenron was like, well, the reason why these people became evil because you kept making wishes, but they're making wishes to bring people back. So I don't understand all this logic. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. So you're gonna penalize them for abusing the Dragon Balls, but ain't that for the Dragon Balls 4? I was racking my brain around that shit. Like, I actually got GT. I actually brought GT. I ain't watching it. I just brought it because I'm gonna add it to my collection. But I'm like, man, this shit was terrible, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm glad they could make this shit non-canon. Like, because even to me in general, like when they had who was it? Gohan was a bitch that whole series. Gohan was a cuck the whole goddamn time in that fucking series. I'm like, man, this is terrible, fam. I'm like, they need to stop with this shit already, dude. I hated GT, dude. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, I have a friend of mine who loved GT, praise GT, talking about it's better than all the mangas. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking reanalyze your life and figure out where the fuck you coming from.
I think Akira Toriyama kind of like stepped down when that show came up.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he needed to step down because that shit was terrible, man.
You can't complain about pacing because it's only 64 episodes.
I mean, but even but it was episode. It was like
even smaller than that.
But a lot of those episodes was filler though. Like a lot of those episodes was 100% filler. Like they would spend one or two episodes Goku talking to the motherfucking main villain. Like, come on, man. beat this ass call over with. And that's my thing with Dragon Ball Z, because like that's always my problem with Dragon Ball Z, just Dragon Ball in general. It's like they spend what the first 3 episodes fighting, and the next 3 episodes talking and shit. I'm like, man, like the world's a goddamn danger. You talking to
sagas were a lot of episodes, especially the Cell saga. That shit was how many? How many episodes? Like 30.
You remember the Namek saga? Like towards the end of that saga, and like Namek's about to blow up, and and
that was another week.
And Frieza's like, "Oh, the planet's gonna blow up in 5 minutes."
Yep, that was another week.
I have always had a problem with that shit. Watching that shit as a adult now, I'm like, they did a lot of procrastinating in this goddamn series. What the fuck is this shit? Like, dude, like the planet about to blow up. I was watching fucking because I'm watching this shit from the beginning to the end. And like I was rewatching, I think it was on Toonami. They had like it was playing the episode when Goku and fucking Super Saiyan on Planet Namek. And the whole idea, like she's sitting there and like the Earth crater is blowing up, like shit melts into the damn ground, shit fucking blowing up, like fucking fire coming out the shit. And if I'm Goku, I'm like, this plane about to blow up in 5 minutes. And why the fuck am I talking to Frieza again? Blow this asshole up, get on the goddamn ship and call it a goddamn day. It's like this, and Frieza being arrogant as fuck, like, fam, what the fuck is this shit? Ended already. And that's the thing with Dragon Ball Z. I'm glad they fixed that shit in Super, because I feel like I have always had a problem with this when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, the anime, as far as TV wise, because they spent so much time talking to my fam. Like y'all could cut a lot of these episodes down in half if y'all got to the point though. You know?
Well, look at it from the TV network's perspective. They have to make so many episodes, so yeah, there's going to be filler. Yeah, because they have to make it's kind of like going to school. You know, they have to make a course stretch out for 16 weeks. You know, if you could learn the course in fucking 1 week, school wouldn't even be that long. But yeah, the episodes, they have to make a stretch, and then a whole lot of animes like Dragon Ball Z. In my opinion, the filler wasn't as bad as some other animes. Like some other animes, they just really waste time. They're just going out playing volleyball or something. It's a fighting anime. Playing volleyball or going to the beach or some shit like that. I'm like, what the? Really?
Holy fucking filler Naruto shit.
Like all the auto saga, it happens in every fucking saga. I know the shit with the Cell saga, like. Instead of focusing on Gohan fighting goddamn Cell, we would turn to fucking Hercule. I fucking hated that dude, man. I was wanting Cell to kill that dude. I'm like, kill this asshole. Get this dude off the fucking screen, man. What the fuck are you doing? They will spend 5 to 10 minutes on this dude. I'm like, focus on the damn fight. The fucking Earth, the Earth is in damn danger, and you focus on this weakling and this dude can't fucking do shit. And you don't piss me off with fucking Hercule. It's like Goku, Vegeta, all the fighters, they fucking fighting for Earth and shit. And he's like, man, we did this shit, and he take all the credit like I fought to free the Cell and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What the fuck are you doing?
I think everybody hates that guy.
I'm like, to me, you know what? I hate when villains kill the good guys and shit. But if he would have killed Hercule, I would have for that shit.
Yeah, Hercule's pretty much like the John Cena of Dragon Ball.
Oh my god, damn!
He will take your shine. He will take your credit. Hercule's the type of guy.
It's terrible, dude. I just hate that. I literally hate that.
Hercule's the type of guy that would see a god like Prometheus knock down and split a mountain. Prometheus leaves, and then Hercules says, yeah, you see that split mountain? I did that. That was all my doing. He's going to take your credit and take your shine.
Yeah, man.
Just wait.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. But like overall, like I gotta say, to me, the best song I have always enjoyed from Dragon Ball was, to me, like if I bring the show back to TV, if I would have brought it back to TV, to me, I just make it straightforward. Like to me, I know people don't like Broly because people say Broly is a fucking Broly.
Shit, I love Broly.
I know people hate him though, but the thing is about Broly to me is that I want to see Broly be brought back to Dragon Ball Super.
And do what? He's gonna get demolished.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what would he even have the power to compete with a Super Saiyan God?
No.
With even a lesser Super Saiyan God of let's say Vegeta, not even the full God from Goku, would he be able to even compete with Vegeta?
No, technically he's not even supposed to be. He's the Ultra Super Saiyan level 1, so he's not even supposed to be able to beat Super Saiyan level 2.
They're at a totally different level.
Yeah. But do you think, well, like with the way with the female Broly, when she was Super Saiyan, with the way they get it, with the way they be giving out Super Saiyan powers now,
Broly is being brought back.
Do you think they would
just in a different form in a different universe?
Right.
There's that bitch.
Like, do you think they would give him like? Do you think they would give
turns to a female Broly?
Right.
Like, do you think they would give him no Super Saiyan God since we have a female Super
No. No, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Hey, they made a female. They made a female Super Saiyan. So
I swear to God, if they make either one of those kids Super Saiyan level God within 1 or 2 episodes, I'm quitting. Real talk.
Hey,
even if you want to say that they're Saiyans from a different universe, and they're more powerful, or they're geniuses, whatever, you can't take 6 months and making Goku a Super Saiyan and then giving the kids Super Saiyan God in less than 1. There's no way. No way. It's bad enough that they gave them Super Saiyan 1 in 1 episode. That's bad enough.
It's about a matter of perspective and time. It would just be ludicrous that these people can attain power levels in just a few episodes, but yet Goku spent, 100 episodes before he first got to Super Saiyan 1?
Yeah, it's a hard sell. Even if you want to go down that route, it's a hard sell to fans. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Like, what the fuck did I waste? 6 months of my life watching the Planet Namek saga for then? If you're just gonna give it to these kids in a week, like, come on, man.
I give it to the female. I forgot the chick name. It made her a female Saiyan. So like, I wouldn't put it past them. It's cut enough. So.
Yeah, put all the energy in your upper back and just really concentrate. Get the fuck out of here.
And then that shit, and to me, for me, I love Goku Black. Now they make him Black Super Saiyan God. I would love to see that motherfucker be savage. That shit, bro. He was savage.
Black would be broken because he would already be invincible.
Yeah.
Already, off the very merit that he was revived to be invincible by Zamasu.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to kill him from the very beginning. Him being God, so now he can destroy. He can destroy whole universes, and maybe not even Zeno-sama could kill him.
Yeah, but do you think guys look at more birds or the destruction of the gods of destruction? Do you guys think do you think that will if they ever decide to?
But however, there will only be one way to defeat him. That would be sending him to another dimension, the dimension of hell. That could be pretty interesting right there.
Who, Zeno or Black? Who you talking about?
Black. Send Black to the dimension of hell.
He brought Frieza back from the They brought Frieza back from the dead. So hey, I wouldn't put it past them though. I mean, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, who knows? But like I said before, I think when you talk about sagas, to me, I feel like will make a good saga to me, in my opinion. It's like they have one of the guys of destruction, like they have Jiren actually become a villain. I would love to see Jiren become a villain because I'm fucking amused. I'm amazed at Jiren, bro. Jiren is a badass, bro. Like that episode 96 when the fucking shit was coming at him. He sit there, close his eyes, like, man, look, I ain't fucking stand. I don't give a fuck about this shit. He just stood there and took that shit, like, ran with it, man. What if
I'm here.
Oh yeah. So like, what you think? Like, do you think Jiren, like overall, do you think Jiren would be a good villain if they, if they ever wanted to bring the show back to like manga TV, like from the TV, like make Jiren a good villain? Because Jiren, I'm interested in Jiren, dude. Jiren's like a badass.
I don't know about Jiren being a villain because he is a part of the group of them being justice fighters. But
Yeah.
him being a fighter or him being Goku's opponent, right now he's definitely stronger than Goku. Because if you look at the opening, he's neck and neck. But
Yeah.
right now at this current juncture, he's definitely stronger than Goku. He
Yeah.
looks like he could do a lot of shit without even moving a muscle, as they've already shown with a bit of what he can do.
You think he's gonna beat Goku in Tournament of Power though? You think he's gonna beat him?
I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, watching it like because I gotta watch the current episode after this podcast, but like to me, looking at that episode, looking at Jiren, I'm like, I understand Jiren is a good guy because he wants to do good, but I think Jiren will be very interesting. I think he could be Goku. I think he could be Goku because like when he
Right now, he definitely can.
yeah
But notice, the thing with Goku is the longer he fights, the stronger he becomes.
yeah sure
And this is usually a general rule, especially when he fought Hit. He became stronger as he kept fighting Hit more and more.
yeah. But do you think like it's like because this is actually an overall question throughout the sagas, right? It's very rare. There's very rare you see Goku lose, right? He get his ass beat and then he took a couple of punches and he took a Sensu beam, whatever. But do you think do you think that like would there ever be a time we see Goku lose on a saga, manga, any time in Dragon Ball? Did you consider Goku losing?
Honestly, I don't know. He definitely could lose, as he's already shown that against Hit. But it's definitely a possibility. I think
And
we should just wait and see. I can't give an answer of, yeah, he'll definitely lose in the future. Because I can't see in the future.
If they do, then they'll just bring him. He'll go. So he'll lose as in die, or just lose as in lose.
just lose a fight. He won't die, but like
Well, him and Vegeta already lost. They lost twice against Black. Remember?
yeah. But like
Yep.
I'm saying overall because you like I'm saying far as he goes up against a villain that's so strong.
And he's lost against Hit. Remember those preliminary rounds?
Yeah, I remember I remember those rounds. But like overall, like, do you think that like no, out of all the sagas, like, do you think like I look at like
And oh yeah, who could forget? He's also lost against God Beerus. But that's a god.
Yeah.
Beerus is a guy with destruction though, man. He used what 20% of his power, so he don't use full percent. He don't 20%. Still is strong. Like I remember I was watching Resurrection F. I was watching the Blu-ray, and he went Super Saiyan 3 and fucking Beerus knocked him out of his form. I'm like, man, god damn, that motherfucker is savage as hell, dude. Like I like Beerus, dude. Like I had he had to grow on me at first when Battles of Gods, but I like Beerus, bro. I like Beerus and Wise, bro. Beerus is my favorite god of destruction.
Weeze.
Weeze, well,
Weeze.
Weeze and Beerus, man, I love Beerus, bro. Beerus is my favorite dude. I love Beerus, dude. He's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Z Super. I'm glad and that's what I'm saying. Like, I look at Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, and I feel like Dragon Ball is coming back to its popular form. Cause I remember y'all guys talking about Dragon Ball Z Super, and I heard some good stuff about it, and I was like, I've been to Dragon Ball for a while, and I've been watching. I'm like, man, damn, I missed this shit again, man. It's good to see Dragon Ball Z back to where it was popularity wise, because it did die a couple of years ago after GT had got released. It was like people stopped watching it and people didn't get into it. But I started getting into it, and that's what I often say. Like I often say to me, is like I grew up on Dragon Ball, so I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. This was my shit, bro.
Yep.
I remember being in middle school, bro.
Dragon Ball. Let's see, Naruto, and I think it was other animes like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
And Inuyasha. Who can forget Inuyasha?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, because I don't want to drag this episode too long. But like, do you guys think? Do you guys think there could be another saga? Like, do you think there could another saga? Like, what? Like, if you had to come up with a saga right now, if you had to was in a board and creator room right now, what villain would you use to come up with to give Goku, Vegeta, and the Warriors a good test to fight, to have them fight for Earth again? Not terminal power, but just like anything related. It could be they wanted to make a TV show.
One of the
I have a bit of an idea.
One of the Xenosaurus become evil.
Yes.
Which one though? Which one?
God.
Doesn't matter.
A god from a different universe that has a very dark aura decides to fight Goku. I would like to see Goku fight a god from a different universe.
Do you guys think Goku? You guys think Goku Black? Do you guys think Goku Black could make a good villain for a Saga manga?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that's all I was saying. Like, for me, if they would to do it, if they would to bring it back to TV, I would see Goku Black as a villain because I feel like Goku Black to me, ever since I've been watching his episodes, I've been a fan of him. I love that idea how savage he was. Like, he just was ruthless as fuck. Like, he would just mimic the fighters. He would whooping Goku ass. I'm like, man, this dude right here is savage as fuck, dude. Like, Super Saiyan Rose, like I told, like, before you join the stream, before you join the discussion, like I was telling, like, Super Saiyan Rose, that shit grew on me, bro. I love that shit, bro. Like, I'm a fan of it. Now I'm like, man, this dude motherfucking savage as hell with this shit. So I think overall, man, I just think I don't know how I won't drag this episode too long, but I think to me, this is the first episode, guys, of Dragon Ball Z Super. I mean, on the Dragon Ball podcast. We're gonna have a lot more episodes. I'm gonna try to do it every Saturday. I'm gonna try to do it every Saturday. We can, but do you guys before we end this podcast? You guys will have some closing thoughts before we end it.
What do you think about the video game? The video game coming out.
Talking about the little fighter.
Yeah.
I saw the game. The trailer of it. That shit look dope, bro. That shit look dope. I want to keep that game, bro. That game look dope as hell, dude. Like that shit.
I hope they put Black in that game.
They better.
I, however, have different thoughts on it. In my opinion, it looks like it looked much more like Street Fighter 4 with Dragon Ball Z characters. What I would like to see is a brand new Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi, maybe a Tenkaichi 4.
Oh yeah,
or a Xenoverse 3.
You like the arena fighters. I don't like the arena fighters. I've never liked it.
Yeah, boy.
I've always liked the 2D fighters. But it reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom 1. The colors are vivid. It's nice and fluid. I disagree about the Street Fighter 4 because Street Fighter 4 is kind of clunky and slow. And that one, because it's built on top of the I don't know if you ever heard of Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear. It's built on top of the same engine as those games, just with different characters. I think it looks wonderful and it looks fun. Street Fighter 4 and 5 they look slow and doesn't look fun. It looks fun. So as soon as it comes out, I still don't have a PS4, but I'm gonna definitely get one for that game.
The game broken though.
What's broken?
The Street Fighter, the new Street Fighter, that shit broken as hell, dude. I got it on PS4. That shit terrible as hell. That shit broken as hell, man.
Yeah,
it's broken. But that's most games anyway. So it's mostly broken anyway.
Yeah, eventually you get world-class players playing it, and they're going to find like the little holes to exploit, and it becomes broken over time. That happens to pretty much all video games, though.
Glitch Squad out in full force.
SFM trolling us in the chat. He said, "I found my topic for today. Why One Piece is better than Dragon Ball Z."
Wow, One Piece. I've never seen One Piece. What is that about? Is that with the pirate stuff or whatever?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
pirates. The main character is a dude that can stretch his arms and has super strength in that. Okay. I haven't seen too much of One Piece, but I know that it's a pretty good anime.
I could make a stream telling you why Bleach is better than Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if y'all ever seen Bleach.
Bleach.
It's kind of like it's with like samurais instead of it's kind of like the same
what
thing.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen the whole thing from front to back. Bleach, I would not even consider that as good as something like Dragon Ball or Naruto, Shippuden for that matter.
Yeah, true. I mean, everybody. I just watched Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. That's the two ones I know I grew up with. So I watch coming up. So that's when I watch. So.
Code Geass is the best anime ever. Then Death Note. Then maybe Dragon Ball Z.
You guys watch Naruto?
I've gotten like the first. I couldn't get past like the first 3 episodes. I'm like,
that shit boring as hell, fam. That shit.
I couldn't do it.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry for you, Naruto.
Naruto is full of action.
Boring as fuck, man.
But there's plenty of fillers.
They got
plenty
Naruto
of fillers around.
Yeah. They have Naruto on Netflix like all seasons. I don't know how many seasons it is. I'm trying to watch like the first 5 episodes. This shit is boring as fuck.
I couldn't make it past the 3rd one. I might try it again, but I don't know, man.
Let me tell
like
you.
Some animes I can't get.
If you're interested in looking at Naruto, get a list for filler episodes. Skip those episodes. Look strictly at the action canon shit. Naruto's really good, and it gets even better at Shippuden. But in Shippuden, there's even more fillers. So skip past those fillers and look strictly at the canon stuff.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Especially when Sasuke gets his brand new eyes. Now watch to find out what I'm talking about.
I might give it another try because I just love anime overall. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Naruto, but that shit was hard to get into, bro. I'm sorry, man. It's a slow burn. I don't mind a slow burn, but like that was like an episode of filler as fuck. I'm like, God damn, dude, this shit made Dragon Ball Z look like I get that perfect. Like, God damn.
I can't do slow burn anymore. I really can't. Like after playing Namek, real talk, I can't do it. Like if it doesn't get to the point, like within like the first 3 to 5 episodes, I'm out.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Like, and that's the thing. Like for me out there, and that's the thing I do. Like I feel like if it's like I don't mind slow burns, but if it's the first thing, like when Netflix shows, you understand what it is. Like when you watch a Netflix like Marvel show, like you know what you're getting yourself into, right? The first how many episodes it is to set the character up, and then you get into the main plot of the story. But if the burn is so slow, I'm like, man, this shit, I can't take this shit no more, bro. This shit.
So here's a question: if you never watched Dragon Ball Z, and someone recommended it to you, and you start from the time they land on planet Namek, could you make it to the time Goku turns Super Saiyan?
No.
If you never watched Dragon Ball Z before.
If I was older and I never heard Dragon Ball Z and said I need to watch the shit, and I watched it from Planet Namek, I'd probably go fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would. I mean, that's me, but that's me being honest though. Like, I mean,
me too.
That's me being honest. Like, I mean, because like when you're younger, like you can put up with a lot of shit because your mind is still kind of like going through the motions of what teenagers go through, whatever. Like when you get older, like I'm 20. I started 29 in October. When you get older, man, you start thinking like, man, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
like, God damn, like what the fuck? It's like you spending 5 to 10 minutes. Like I was watching, I'm watching all the old Dragon Ball Z episodes, and I'm watching the same shit. I'm looking at it differently now. Like what it is of Vegeta and Goku talking like 30 minutes. I'm like, fam, I'm looking at the watch like, fucking punch already, goddamn. I'm like, but she was like, I'm gonna show you Kakarot. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this shit, man? Get to the goddamn fighting already. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, different priorities, man. Yeah.
Like you got priorities and shit. You got things you want to do in your life. I'm like, man, goddamn, dude. Like when you was a kid, you can watch it and you're like, okay, I understand what it is, but like, dude, that shit, it's a slow ass burn, dude. That shit, this is a slow burn, man. Slow burn, man.
I would have never made it. I would have never made it.
people, man. I mean, and to me, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at anime nowadays, I understand why people just say fuck it. I just skip some scenes. Like I'm watching this game Yakuza 0 for the PS4. I got this shit. I got this game. We spent 30 minutes talking. Like I was watching. I'm looking at the clock. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, God damn, we spent more talking than fucking fighting this shit. Like what the hell? And man, that shit, dude, man. I ain't got the patience for it, man. I wish I did, but I ain't got the patience for it. And that's the hardest part about that's the hard part about shit though. Like you can't, you wish you had the patience for a lot of shit, but I don't have patience for a lot of shit though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys, any closing thoughts before we wrap this episode up?
That was my closing thought. It was just that question. I haven't seen the latest episode. I'm really excited about it.
I need to watch it too when I went in this podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it now. Really excited about the Tournament of Power. Excited about what comes after that. I hope there's no more bullshit about 1 day Super Saiyans or 1 week Super Saiyan level gods. I mean, come on.
They're gonna pull their bullshit though.
They'll try it. And who am I kidding? I'm never leaving Dragon Ball Z or Super. It's just brand loyalty. I mean, if they do pull some bullshit like that, I'll still watch it. I'll be pissed off about it, of course, because I wasted so much time in the past.
I'll tell you flat out with my closing thoughts. Like when they did GT, bro, I said I'm done with Dragon Ball, bro. That shit fucking busted my intelligence, bro. I can't watch this shit no more, bro. I had went years, bro. I went like 10. I started watching. I forgot what year Dragon Ball GT originally came out, and I watched it. And I went so many years not watching Dragon Ball Z because I had the action figures when I was like a teenager. Though. I was heavy into that shit. I remember having my mom sold me a Goku fighting suit like for like Halloween and stuff, and I had my little Goku hair and shit. Yeah. But it's like, whatever. I'm like, I was heavy into that shit, and I eventually fucking fell out of the shit. It's like, man, this shit getting utter ridiculous, man. I can't keep, whatever. And then I watched GT. Shit broke my heart. I'm like, man, this ain't Dragon Ball. I motherfucking grew with, and I just stopped watching it for years, and I started getting the Super, and then now I'm starting getting back into the old series and stuff like that. But man, look, guys, for you guys, man, it's like, I guess I'm glad I did that too, because it kind of makes me appreciate the franchise. It makes me appreciate Dragon Ball even more now, how much I even love it now. Because I'm going back to my younger self again, because I'm watching it, enjoying it for what it was. Even though I see the bullshit, even though even though there's still a lot of bullshit going on there. But like overall, I mean, I still think Dragon Ball Z still hold up to this day. I mean, even though some sagas ain't my best. Like I'm not a fan of the Buu saga, even though Vegeta was a motherfucking beast. He was working with Buu and shit. But overall, I think that Dragon Ball still holds up, and I think that's why I'm doing this podcast. Cause like we're gonna delve deep into it, man.
I don't know if it holds up today though. Like kids that's never seen it. Like when you see like new animes, they come out. Like a mini series format where it's like 12 to 26 episodes for a season, and then they just sometimes the entire series is like 26 episodes. That's a very popular format, but you're talking about a kid dragging it out to like a couple of hundred episodes. I don't know if kids today have that kind of attention span in the world of social media.
And maybe because you know who I can appreciate even more, because I grew up in a time period when we didn't have smartphones and PS4s, and that's what I'm saying. Like me, you, MU, Mortified, everybody in the chat, we probably grew up during a time period where Dragon Ball Z was the shit. Like I remember every year, I'll be in a fucking middle school, niggas talking about, man, you saw what Goku did to fucking Frieza on fucking
yeah.
I grew up on that shit. I remember I'll be part of those conversations. Like I grew up.
We weren't talking about females. We was talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Like I'll tell you flat out, dude. Like when I was like 14 years old, and I had a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name, dox myself, but like me and him was talking. Me and him was talking. He would come over to my house. We go Dragon Ball Z and shit. Like we fucking 14 years old watching Dragon Ball Z and shit. I'm like, man, this shit is fucking amazing. And it's like, dude, it's like I grew up on that type of shit, bro. I tell you, I've been in this shit with Dragon Ball Z, bro. That was my main thing in life, bro. I was like, man, fuck. I come home, do my fucking homework, and then fucking turn on Dragon Ball Z. My dad be like, man, god damn, can you fucking turn this shit off? Can you turn it on right now? I'm like, nah, man, I'm kicking up the whole spend like 2 hours watching Dragon Ball Z.
But you know what we sound like now though, right? We sound like the old heads we made fun of when we was teenagers.
Yeah.
Hey, remember back in my day before smartphones and the internet was just a baby?
Yeah. Dude,
I have one for you.
I don't realize people are like
remember back in my day when Cartoon Network used to be a good channel and it wasn't a bunch of bullshit?
Yeah.
Remember when there was Dexter's Laboratory, Ed and Eddie, and all the cool Hanna-Barbera cartoons?
Oh shit! Oh, you remember? I remember. What's the dude name? Johnny Bravo. That dude was the biggest sip of the planet, bro. That shit be let. I was watching that shit on. I have like on cable and shit, Comcast, and like I was
the original PUA right there.
I was watching fucking Johnny Bravo. I was watching Johnny Bravo and shit. Hubba hubba that. I was laughing at that shit. Girls was jacking this dude ass. I was watching this show like this is funny as hell, bro. Goddamn. I'm like, this is the biggest pick up.
But Johnny Bravo could never be aired on TV today because you know the women's groups will come after him.
Oh yeah.
He's sexually harassing. He's sexually harassing women, and that's a bad influence on little boys.
Yeah. But like,
I see it now.
Like, and that's what's like for me. Like that for me. Like I mean, I miss the fucking old days, bro. Like when you could just watch a cartoon and you have to worry about political correctness, bro. Like Eddie, but Eddie, that was some real shit though, man. That was some real nigga shit though. Eddie and Eddie, they did some real nigga shit on that show, man.
Yeah.
It is some real nigga. They did some real nigga shit on that show. But you got this episode, Dragon Ball episode 1. I'm trying to do this every Saturday. with MU. Other guys are available, but this is No Filter. Peace.